Hello. This is really worrying because it could literally kill me.
What's this?
Oh no.
4 years ago, I walked past a pile of sand which just so happened to be in my old primary school. And I thought to myself, I want to jump in that.
Mum went past on the bike and looked again.
My friends said, you've got so much of that sort of footage, there is no point in risking your health. A valid point. But for some reason I just had it in me where I wanted to do it. I'm like that. If I think of an idea, I have to do it. I will not rest until it's done. It's actually a side of my personality I really want to shy away from. 4 years later, it's still the same. But in my defence, things happen which make me set in my ways. For instance, I did the jump into the sand pile, and now I've been contacted by MTV who want to buy it and give me money for it, money that I desperately need. Let's go to the video blog about that. I'll meet you back here. That's the light at the end of the tunnel, the light at the end of the tunnel of this project, because MTV in Los Angeles has contacted me about buying some of my clips, specifically a jump that I did into a sand pile, which is kind of random, but it doesn't matter because it's money and it's good exposure. Or is it good exposure? It's my understanding that this show in particular makes fun of the clips they show and the people in them. So it's just a matter of what I end up pricing my dignity at. But whatever I end up pricing my dignity at, it will be 100% profit. And the joke's on them, because of course I have no dignity. Okay, so at the time, I felt like I wanted to do it, and everyone was telling me not to do it. Yet, I'm now receiving money I desperately need for having done it. I loved the flip, I hated the face plan. In fact, I thought it was crap, my worst ever jump, and I was so close to cutting it for the first time ever with a jump. But that's the one they want to buy! Very weird. You never know what will eventually pay off, and that's my justification for doing all these things that admittedly make me come across like a true nutcase. And now it's paid off. But I'm not surprised it has paid off, because I knew from the very beginning that this project is something that's very personal to me. It's a vision that is my vision, so nobody else around me understands my need to do these things. And I just wanted to send it out there, even if it only reaches one person. I wanted to send out the message that if you have got a vision that's completely mental, don't listen to anybody else. Don't expect them to understand. Don't be mad at them when they don't understand. Blah, blah, blah. Don't be mad at them when they don't understand, but also don't put yourself in a position where you need to rely on anyone else's help. Be self-sufficient. Do it yourself. Be quiet if everyone else is going, don't, you're a nutter and stuff like that. Just stick with it and do it for yourself. And if it doesn't pay off, you can't be mad, but you can be happy that you stuck to what you believed in. It is a real shame I'm making this point on the video, which is about me jumping into a sand pile, but the principle is relevant to bigger and more important things, such as career choice, etc., and the way you live your life. And I have to say, this has actually come at the right time, this incoming of money, because my life at the moment consists of, quite tragic actually. I listen to my wrestling podcast here, which is a massive step down from aspiring to actually do wrestling in America, and I listen to those podcasts while walking to the shop to get snacks at 3 AM. It's actually late for me, it's 7 AM now, but the standard is 3 AM. And then I go around to my parents' house, which is where I keep my trampoline. Basically, the tragedy of the other day was I was jumping up and down on the trampoline in the middle of the night while listening to the theme music for WWF Royal Rumble 1992. My neighbours probably thought I was a complete lunatic. They are, of course, right. The show is called Ridiculousness, and my tentative plans would be to get the money in and then use it towards maybe the Edinburgh Festival? Well, I'm not sure at this stage. I'll be honest, if I had the money now, I'd be spending it on, you know, this shopping list times 10. This chocolate, ice cream, pizzas. God's sake. Everyone, there's a boy at school called Roger that was the bottom of the class. He always had a snotty nose. And I happen to know he's now got a really important job. He just walked past with an expensive suit on and I'm filming that shit. It's actually very true. He was bottom of the class and now he is doing very well. And I think it's a really important thing to realise that what you are at school isn't necessarily what you're going to be. Oftentimes it's not what you're going to be for the rest of your life. I think that's a really important lesson that needs to be realised, even if I am on the other end of it. The fact that I was top of the class at school and now filming this shit. Although I was paid for jumping in a sand pile. What I'm saying is, don't let school define you. You know, look at me. I mean, I was top of the class in a grammar school, and now I'm about to go and work on editing some footage where I shat in the alley. Okay? Don't let it define you. It's really weird with these jumps. Because I get really daunted and nervous, and so any sane person would say, why are you doing them then? But I've never been accused of being sane. And I did meet a sane person. The first time I walked past the sandpile, the first day that I planned to do this jump, I was setting my cameras up, and an elderly man that lived opposite the school came out and said, oh, what are you doing? And he wasn't saying it in a confrontational way, he just said, what are you doing? And I said, oh, I'm going to jump into this sandpile because that's kind of my job. He said, oh, what, how much do you get paid for it? I said, yeah, I do get paid. The currency is creative satisfaction, but I do get paid. What I should have said was the money comes in just 4 years later. But he said to me, oh, you'll never get away with that because that house will see it, that house will see it. They'll call the police will be here in seconds, and besides which you'll never do it, and you will never do it without hurting yourself. And I said, no, I will, and he was creating such a fuss, and he was like monitoring the area so much that I just left, and I thought I'll do it again when he's not there. Maybe I had something to worry about, because after all, he said if I did do it, this person would see it, that person would see it, and anyway, like the second day I went there, I did the jump successfully, and that's the clips that you're seeing. So it was all fine. Obviously, didn't hurt myself because I've been taught how to land properly. That's the weird thing about this, which I'll get back to in a minute. And then, when I was taking my tripod down, the elderly man came back, and just for fun, I said, "Yeah, I am." I pretended like I hadn't done it, and I was like, "Yeah, I am going to do it." And I outlined my plan. I said, like, "Oh, I'm going to jump over the fence quickly. I'm going to do it this fast so that X, Y, and Z people won't see it." And he was just adamant that it couldn't be done. And then I said to him, I've already done it successfully 30 seconds ago before you came. Really frustrates me when people are like naysaying and stuff. I mentioned that I was trained professionally. I have been at a school, but I've also taught myself. That carries no credibility with some people. I've done so many jumps and I haven't hurt myself, and I've quit while I'm ahead now, that I think it does have credibility. I mean, the statistics don't lie. But the fact that I have been trained means that I did this stuff and made it look like it hurt more than it actually did. Because there is a little bit of pain involved. But I look like I completely planted my face. And maybe I shouldn't give this away, but I knew exactly what I was doing. And I think that MTV have bought this clip, I think, to make fun of me. That's not the whole setup of their show, making fun of specifically me, but I think they make fun of their clips and go, look at this idiot thinking he could jump off the sand pile, now he smacked his face. The joke's on them because I knew exactly what I was doing. I mean, I'm not sure why I'm documenting this here. It's just, this is a project of my entire journey. This is the experiences that I'm experiencing at the moment, so I just thought I'd say it for the record, which this is. The other good thing is that the stars of and producers of Jackass have links with this show. It all helps. So at best, it's an in for me, and I can speak to the team of this show and send them one of my show reels or something. At worst, it's something that's going to be massively exaggerated on my CV. There's actually another weird thing, because in closing, I'd like to say that right now, I'm really short on money, to the point where I'm going to have to get a job within the next few weeks, okay? A normal job. I haven't been in the working world for years. And it's quite odd, because my time off from the normal work world has been bookended by the sand jump, and then me being paid for the sand jump. Once upon a time I filmed loads of stuff, and I took a massive break from it, and then I got back into filming, and the first thing I did was that sand jump. And now my time off has been bookended by that sand jump that started this period of filming finally paying off here at the end of the line. Me going back into a normal job. Unless MTV signs me. I did tell you I was mental. Deluded as well. In my moments where I've considered that I should give up all this stupid show business crap, I can see why I pursue it, because it's stupid, it's silly money. It is silly money for what's involved, and that's part of the lure of it. The other is artistic satisfaction, which is the currency I'm normally paid in. On this occasion it's been in pounds sterling. I really need this money right now for my project. I need to get a projector, an overhead projector, so that I can display my videos on the stage. However, I decided to spend the money that I got on Tina's Christmas presents, Kings of Leon tickets, and I also got Tina a laptop. Sweetheart, after much hoo-ha, you have finally got your own laptop, £180, really good one, for the purposes of not taking over my editing gear system, which means I can now work 24 hours a day instead of you doing your writing your novel, an autobiography. But I'm a bit gutted because I wanted the excuse. I don't want to sit and edit 24 hours a day. I had the excuse before. Oh, Tina's on it, so I can't do it. Oh, get off, Tina. No, you're not getting off. Oh, I'll have to, eat stuff then. Chocolate.
What is it?
No excuse now. Okay, I've been going back and forth a few months with MTV, and it's ended badly. I just want to read out a transcript of some conversations we've had, okay? This is what they've written to me, and it's about them looking at my demo, okay? So to set the context, they've watched my demo DVD, which I used to pitch a show idea. It's not an adaptation, which is the right word. It's not the same exactly as what you see on this show, or my website, or Laugh or Cry TV, or anything. We're not discussing this site. This is what they wrote to me, okay? I'm afraid that I wouldn't be able to do anything with this. I appreciate that what you sent me is not the finished article, and that there is a mystery component you won't reveal over email, but frankly what I've seen so far is not anything we haven't seen a million times, with Jackass, Dirty Sanchez, Dudesons, etc, etc. And we're not really after more of any of that kind of stuff right now. So I certainly wouldn't condone the activities showcased on the DVD from an MTV perspective, as they look dangerous. Good. And crucially unregulated by proper H&S considerations, which is in stark opposition to everything we've done in this genre. And I don't think it would find an audience with us. This is what I wrote back. I'm fully aware of the necessary regulations, but for your information, the demos that were made from Dirty Sanchez, Jackass, Dudesons and Tom Green were all self-produced and unregulated, and with a starting point for what went on to make MTV millions of dollars. In addition, I might try MTV USA because some of their series weren't regulated with H&S regulations. Besides, I clearly stated that the contents were to introduce me, and we aren't going to necessarily replicate it for the show I want to pitch. The mystery aspect is what makes it something you haven't seen before, and is the selling point, as stated in the letters and emails, so it's not, as stated, a copy of those shows anyway. Thanks for your reply and time. They wrote back. I know how all those shows came into being, thanks. And I didn't say that the new idea was a copy of them, but by your own admission, it's along the lines of my demo, and I have nothing else to judge you by, as I can't take meetings on spec, I'm afraid. Much more to the point though, I say neither we nor MTV US are looking for any more of this genre of programming right now, as we have it all in the archives anyway. I wrote back. This is the last thing. Using the demo to introduce me, I planned a picture show along the lines of my demo. That is the evolution and next step of those past shows with track records, aka something that nobody in the world has in their archives. However, I understand you can't take meetings on spec, so I will go elsewhere with this particular idea, but I'm open to the possibility of working with MTV in the future. Thanks for your time and replies.